Hello, I am roaringbug, and thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. And if you'd like to reach me, you can at my various social media platforms listed in the description of the video. And if you want this build, you can get off the gallery at roaringbug, all one word. So let me talk about this build. So this build has actually been one of the items in my backlog. I actually have quite a few builds and I wanted to make some videos of, and this is one of them. So I did this build a while ago. I actually made this build before the Book Nook kit. Oh, and you know, if you want, you can use it for the Book Nook kit. I didn't hold back with kits using, or packs, making this build. I used basically probably all of the packs that I own. I don't own every single pack and kit, but I do own quite a number of them. And I wanted to make a library that looked like that inspiration picture that you saw at the beginning of my video. So this build really has a lot. I was really channeling like a lot of like Sailor Moon vibes when I was making this build. So I wanted something that looked like I don't know what to say. Like I used a lot of the Oasis Courtyard kit, which is a Moroccan style. So it kind of has that Middle Eastern feel to it. But at the same time, it's not quite Middle Eastern because I end up moving this build to island living world. So I put it on a beach eventually, but right now I'm trying to build it in the realm of magic world. So it's on one of those lots. I think it's the house that has like a stairway to nowhere. I bulldozed that house and I was trying to put this library here. And I just wanted to make something that was more fantasy than anything else. Like this is a great departure from realism. This library is basically like a spellcaster's library. It's just gonna have all the stuff for Realm of Magic, and it's just gonna be like basically like a study for like a magical witch or wizard. And I wanted it to have like moodiness, so it kind of looks like a moon temple. That's why I called it Moon Temple Library. Just because I wanted to have like a motif. I didn't want it to have like a dark academia look. I wanted to build something that was light and airy and, you know, had that Arabian foreign romantic theme to it. So I just tried my best to make it look like my reference picture, which is kind of hard, and the reference picture is actually like 2D pixelated artwork. And I had no idea that that was a thing, that people made like pixel artwork, but you know, it looks really nice, and you know, I'm just making up the rest as I go, as I usually do, because I don't really use floor plans, because I've mentioned in my other videos that because The Sims is locked in this grid system and you can't make things like any size you want, it has to fit on a grid. You know, you have like some limitations on size. So like if you try to make it look like real life, it's either going to look too small or too big. And you're not going to get that Goldilocks where it's just right. So, you know, I tried the best as I could, just making it up. And because I'm just working on the front picture and I don't really have any other pictures of it, and it's a 2D model picture, so it's not like I have much to go on anyway. But I don't consider that a limitation, I consider that a plus, because then I could make up what I want. And I don't really go off plans too much, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing because, you know, it gives you freedom to be spontaneous, but at the same time it's kind of bad because having a plan helps you avoid problems as they arise. But I went through like a lot of different kinds of changes to this build as I was making it, and for a while I put off editing this video because I was a little intimidated by how much footage I had, because I had to go and make a lot of changes when I was creating this build, and I was kind of overwhelmed by how much footage I had to go through. But after going through it, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was, especially since I've done this video footage of this library temple. I've actually done a lot more editing than I did in the past, especially for my personal series making Victorian base game houses. After you edit a video about base game Victorian houses, everything else is more or less like a cakewalk. So, I've done quite a few video editings to the point that I feel like it's not as scary as I thought it was. So yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed by stuff, I guess it's good to take a break and come back to it, because after, like I said, doing other videos, I realized that it's really not such a big deal as I thought it was going to be. So I have all these internal walls, and I'm just trying to figure out how the layout should be. It's not the same as figuring out a layout for a house. Houses are actually harder. Community lots, doing libraries, they are a lot easier to do because you don't really have to think about bedrooms and living rooms and plumbing. For community lots, they actually have less requirements than if you were making a fully functional house. And even though I don't have a lot of videos of community lots, I think I only have like 1 or 2 videos of community lots, I actually really do enjoy making community lots, because you can make a crazy theme like this library that I made. And I think having a crazy theme for a community lot is a lot more acceptable than making a house that doesn't fit any neighborhood. So I like it. I thought it was pretty nice. And like I said, I like crazy theme community lots. I think you can get away with stuff a lot more than, like I said, just a regular house. So I used a lot of the Moroccan themed Oasis Courtyard kit. I have to say, I really wish that kit had a world to go with. Like, if they had like a Middle Eastern Moroccan world in The Sims, I think that would be really, really nice. Oh, okay. So here you are seeing when I did the big move, when I moved it from the Realm of Magic to Island Living. So I got rid of some of the stairs, and you're just seeing me place down windows. Again, I go through a lot of changes. A lot of this doesn't stay exactly the same, but you're gonna see as I go, like, yeah, like those windows on the side do not stay, and everything just moves up a little bit. These stairs go through quite a bit of changes, but I have spared you watching me go through those changes because it's a lot. So even though this library is very grand, it only has one bathroom. Sorry. It's not really meant for living, so it just has this one bathroom in the front. And it's just a half bath. And because, like, it's a community lot, I figure, yeah. I mean, for this size community lot, I feel like I should have tried to go for like 2 bathrooms, but I only did 1. And I just went crazy going ham with this Oasis Courtyard kit, and I love it. And like I said, I really wish I had a world it could fit in, because it doesn't really fit anywhere. But I just really like the attention to detail with the items in that kit. And I didn't think I would really like this kit, but because of the quality of the items, I really ended up really liking it. Because at heart, I don't like clutter. I'm kind of a minimalist. But at the same time, 2 of the packs that I really like is this Oasis kit, and I like the Decor to the Max kit. So I don't know what that says about me. Like, I claim to like minimalist decor, but I still like clashing patterns. Like, I don't really know what to say, and I have no excuses. I guess, you can, life is about contradictions, so I can like both. So right now I'm just doing the lot requirements for this library. And if you're new to making community lots, all you need to do is just follow the lot requirements that you see in that drop-down menu when you click on that little house icon. And it'll just list out how many chairs, how many computers, or how many bookshelves you need in order to make a library fully functional in The Sims. And what you're seeing now is just I put a lot more than what is required for the lot, just because I want it to look nice. Because frankly, you don't really need a lot in order to meet the lot requirements. And if you wanted to make a community lot but it doesn't fit any kind of criteria, you can just make a generic lot and make it functional to anything you want it to be. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule about what to do with community lots. It's there to have fun. Oh, and this second floor, I turned it into a small kitchenette area because I was thinking, for gameplay reasons, that if you had a sim who was studying magic or had to do some kind of like study activity where they had to use the computers or the cauldron or something, they probably would need to eat at some point. So instead of leaving the lot in order to eat something, I thought I would just stick a kitchenette. It's not a full kitchen, it's just a kitchenette, so they can get like quick meals out of that fridge or from that microwave. Because I was like, I don't want them to do full cooking on this lot because it's a library, but at the same time, I want it to be a comfortable place for your Sims to visit if they have to do some grinding. So what you're seeing right now is I'm just doing the landscaping, and because I'm in the island living world, I decided to use all of these tropical plants. And quite frankly, the tropical plants are like the best plants, one of the few best really good plants in The Sims. I think the second or third I would consider to be cottage living, and possibly get together for bushes. there are excellent bushes in that. So, you know, I tried to fill this area up to make it look like it's part of the landscape and not just something that fell out of the sky. And I am working a lot putting that like coral stuff in the water, but I end up deleting it. So I feel kind of like awful. Like you're seeing me put all this effort making that little coral out in the water, but I delete it at the end. Yeah, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you making this happen? I could have cut out the footage, but I just wanted you to see, you know, all the things I went through in order to make this build. Not everything, because it's a lot. But, you know, I want you to get a good idea of the different kinds of things I did in order to make this build. So I decided to make a deck in the back of this library because and like some patio furniture. Technically your Sims have no reason to go out here, but if you want to take pictures, it'll look fabulous. And I wanted to put some string lights, so I'm going to put these string lights in the back. Because I also thought about what this lot would look like when it's night. So I wanted the nighttime lighting to be just as good as it does in the daytime, because you can really see that little moon lamp that I put as the topper inside this tower. And just a light dusting of terrain paint, because I don't feel like you need to be too heavy when it comes to the beach. Yeah, and I just got rid of that. I was like, oh, I don't really need that stuff out there. So I'm just testing out the lights one more time. Everything looks dreamy. And again, I was channeling Sailor Moon vibes when I was thinking about making this build. So again, if you like this build, you can get off the gallery, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.